Welcome back to the Solid Cleveland Sports Take. And for those who are here for the first time, I'm your host, Sacrifice, and today I want to talk about two different narratives that are being pushed by Cleveland media that I just don't agree with. The first one being that Dillon Gabriel isn't prepared to go and play in London, right? They're talking about this long trip and all of these other reasons why it wouldn't make sense for him to be thrusted into the field of play, and I just don't buy into any of them, right? Dillon Gabriel is an older quarterback, and coming out of college, both Shedeur Sanders and Dillon Gabriel were considered two of the most accurate quarterbacks in all of college football. If anybody is prepared for what's to come, it's these two quarterbacks. So I just wish the Cleveland media would just stop it, man, because it's just right out baloney. It just doesn't make sense. We're the only city that have these types of conversations. If you look around the National Football League, there's players, specifically quarterbacks, being injured every week, right? Or there's quarterbacks being replaced, New York Giants, because the quarterback that is the starter isn't playing up to par. And there's no conversation being had of whether or not the backup quarterbacks are prepared to step in and take over. So why is that the thing in Cleveland? I'll tell you what it is. It's a lot of trauma in Cleveland, man. We've gone through 4 or 5 quarterbacks in a season. So I understand the media, and I understand the fans' hesitation. But I think that this situation is a whole lot different than scenarios in the past. I think that both Dillon Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders is worlds better than what DTR was, right? I would even argue that I strongly believe that we're going to get a lot more out of Dillon Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders than what we ever thought we possibly could, right? We have two really good backup quarterbacks on our football team. And I really believe that it's going to show just that. I mean, as good as the other rookies have shown themselves to be, I think that we're going to find out really, really quickly that we have tremendous upside in the quarterbacks that we currently have on our roster. So again, man, I just wish that y'all stop these crazy narratives. Those young boys are ready to rock and roll, and I believe that once the opportunity is presented to them, they're going to go in and they're going to shock a lot of people. The second narrative that I wish the media would stop pushing is that Kevin Stefanski is for some reason to blame for what's happening, and that he should be fired. That's got to be the craziest thing that I've ever heard, man. Kevin Stefanski is one of the top 10 coaches in the National Football League, right? He's a really good football coach, right? And I say that with confidence. You know, we've watched an enormous amount of coaches come through that revolving door and be fired within a year or two. Kevin Stefanski is currently the longest coach that we've had, since forever. He's been in the building for 5 whole years, right? He's been in the building for 5 whole years, and his record is stellar, right? He's won more football games than the last 15 coaches combined. 2020, 11-5, 2021, 8-9, 2022, 7-10, 2023, despite going through 4 different quarterbacks, 11-6, 2024, 3-14, right? Now, when you look at the 3-14 year in 2024, what most people don't consider is what took place, previously. Previously to the 2024 season, everybody was confident that we would come in and pick up where we left off, right, in 2022, 2023. We thought that 2024 would be a really good season, but it wasn't. I would kind of argue that part of the reason why the 2024 season wasn't what we expected for it to be is that we lost a really, really good coach in Bill Callahan, right? He's actually the best at what he do. He's the best of the best. And that's not easy to replace. So I blame that partially for the reason why we had such a rough season. But over the years, man, we've lost a lot of football coaches, right? Nobody expected Kevin Stefanski to win 11 football games back in 2023, but he did it, right? That's Mike Tomlin like. You understand? And if we let go of Kevin Stefanski or Andrew Berry, I think it would be a much, much bigger mistake than that of letting go Baker Mayfield, right? I believe that their pairing is that significant. We have one of the top coaches in the National Football League. I don't take that lightly, man. Again, I've watched coaches come in and out of our organization and are absolutely horrific, right? And here we are, we have a young coach that can grow with the organization, and everybody's trying to push him out of the door. Come on, man. It's like y'all forgot what it was like before competence entered the building. The stability throughout all of it has been something that I've come to enjoy, man. You know what I mean? Having such a good coach attached to our organization for as long as he have, when throughout the entirety of my life, I've watched many coaches come and go, has been a pleasure to me. I'll be honest, right? And I really believe that we got one of those guys, right? And I think that if we can stick with him and we can make this turn, you know, the pairing with him and Reese is really going to be beneficial, right? You pair that with the two young guns that we have on our roster, man. You know, again, I've watched Kevin Stefanski do a whole lot more with a whole lot less. So to me, there's a lot to be excited about. I'm interested to hear what you all have to say about this specific situation, man. Do we disown and walk away from Kevin Stefanski now? Do you believe that what's happening is Kevin Stefanski's fault? Or do you believe that it's just bad quarterback play, bad special teams play, and these are things that we can clean up, and that, you know, we really should stick with Kevin Stefanski? And do you believe that Dillon Gabriel is prepared for the London's Minnesota game, or do you think we should wait till later on in the season to see what he has? I'm interested to hear what you all have to say. I read all of the comments. I'll catch y'all next time. Holla.